Update 22.11. Yet again, nothing really of importance. This is bringing part 2 of 3 of Tennogen round 11. Yeah, that's just getting kind of weird at this point. There are, it looks like 6 new skins. Octavia's got one, Oberon's got one, Harrow, Excalibur, Trinity, Saren. There's a new helmet. It is Inaros' alternate helmet. Oh, it's not really an alternate, it's a different helmet. There are 2 new sandanas, and to be fair, both of them actually look pretty nice. There is 2 new weapon skins. One for a polearm and one for a heavy blade. To be fair, the heavy blade is very familiar to us, and since I first saw this I've thought, I know that from something, but never been able to figure out where from. Definitely familiar. Because in person, as you can see, it's actually... I don't know what it is. Something about that looks familiar. But I think, hands down, I'm sorry, Harrow has to win this. The graxx skins have been some of the best skins in the game so far. Harrow's was no different. I actually regret those actions I took on Steam. I've actually bought something and it wasn't Warframe related, and now I can't get this. I really wish these things were available in the game, but wow, the Tennogen stuff just keeps getting better and better, even though there is just an insane amount of it. And I'll look more at them in probably tomorrow's video, but for now, this is a lot of Tennogen stuff. And I still think my favourite has got to be the graxx stuff so far. Not all of it, just some of it. As well as these, they have added the ability to rebuild the Mote Amp if you go to Onkko and pick it up there. In case you saw your original one, this is the one you can't build. This is just the one that you get normally. Then, of course, there is the ability to link your Zaws. The problem is, I basically named mine really, really, really badly. But I can't remember the name of any of the other custom ones that I actually had. But there is an added bonus to this as well. You know what, we'll just go there instead. You can actually go to people like Hawk and preview things you're going to build. This is on the same topic of custom Zaws now being linkable in chat. You can actually build, well, you can now preview a build, I should say. It's not actually the build. So if you have the handle, the hilt and the blade and you can't decide what to put on it, you can actually come in and choose what link. Oh, that one's a bit slow. You can actually, oh, it's coming up on the right quite nicely. Wow. That went all green. You can see the differences between the links and how effective the link will be for what you are going for, which is a really nice touch. You can also swap out the hilts, pick a different handle. Like you can see, the plague one is definitely better than this one, but there is 2 others. Plague one still seems to be a little bit, no, that one definitely seems to be the best. You can do the same with heads. This is a nice touch. You can also come back and see Mr. Onkko again, and you can do this with amps. So you can go for, and I mentioned this before, there are 3 of them, so instead of going for the first one or the third one, you can go for the middle one. I'm trying to remember which one goes in order. That's the best one, so doing a different one. And just make up all kinds of weird and wonderful combinations, and you can actually see the damages seem to not matter in the slightest whichever one of these you put on. It all seems to work from the actual prism itself. So does the scaffold make any difference? It actually did. If you look at the alternate fire here, it seemed to have the alternate fire is what the scaffold stuff's for. Good to know. Really am tempted on building another one of these, but I'm waiting on that one. There was a few other changes. The final stage of all bounties now rewards an item from tier 1 or 2 instead of tier 0, 1 or 2, which is kind of weird. The Mote Amp that I mentioned before being rebuildable, they've reduced the value of what it's worth in credits. And to be fair, there is a lot of fixes. As always, the link to the forum post about this is in the ability. I'm reading the update thing. Is in the description below. But I've been trying to figure out, without looking too much into it, why it's been Tennogen and quality of life stuff that has been coming out for this recently. Because for a game that releases new stuff every week or every other week or every few weeks, we haven't really had, I don't want to say content drought, but we haven't had a non-new weapon in quite a while. And to be fair, there wasn't really anything before the holidays, and there hasn't been anything at all this year, which, to be fair, there has been an insane amount of Tennogen stuff, and Mesa's deluxe skin looks pretty nice. And no, the screen is purposely on here. I think I figured it out. This quality of life stuff is actually working out to be pretty decent, as you can probably tell by all of these, what do you want to call them? The resource decorations for the landing craft. I actually realised this completely accidentally the other day, but the argon crystals are now actually purple and pink. Before they were weird grey. The argon crystals are red. Still not as see-through as I would like. I would love to be able to kind of see through them. Kind of like you can with the argon crystals, but it's ever so slight. But I only realised that it's little things like that you don't tend to notice when coming in here, and I realised, oh, wait, why are these two things floating in the middle of my doorway here pink? I can't actually get the camera to stick on them. That's how I noticed little things like that. I have a big one over here in the corner, and that's kind of what it looked like before, with it being a little bit grey, instead of what it looks like now, where they are basically bright purpley pinky colour, which, to be fair, I have purple energy colour, so these go pretty well in here. But it's the little things like that that get unnoticed that makes a huge difference. I mean, most of the resource decorations have had little touches that have made them look really nice, but that wasn't added in this update. That, if I'm honest, I have absolutely no idea, because I only really noticed it on Monday, because I was, as I say, going in that room, and yeah, it's kind of noticeable more here, where it looks more like the argon image instead of as you place it on the landing craft, which is just weird because I have two of them up here and didn't even notice the difference here. It's little touches like that I like. But anyway, we'll leave this off here for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch yous next time.